I'm Jon Demler with the Game Warden Channel, and this is my search and rescue pack. I carry a big enough pack that has equipment to keep me safe, but then generally I'm bringing equipment to somebody that either suffered an injury or they just didn't bring the right equipment and now they're facing some potentially life-threatening situations. So the most important thing is just going to be warm clothing. It gets cold fast, so I have an insulation layer that I can put on. This is a very hard shell, like a rainproof jacket. I have some merino wool undergarments so that we can provide them to patients that are up on the mountain. Especially like if you're worried about hypothermia, you have to change people out of their wet clothing because potentially they're in some dangerous situations. Next things that I am gonna grab, some kind of light source, so a headlamp works really well. If I was just going out by myself, I'd probably bring 2 headlamps, right? Because the old saying, you know, 1 is none, 2 is 1. But lots of times, especially if it's a big group of people, then I have a whole bag of them. I have an oversized tarp that actually is pretty large, so if I have to wrap somebody or myself or create some kind of shelter, I can do that. I have some contractor, like thick mill plastic bags, because those always come in useful. They can be used as clothing in an emergency or to help retain heat. I have a little Bug spray because the black flies in New Hampshire, especially in the spring, can get they get thick, let's say that. I have a signaling smoke because we deal a lot with the National Guard's Black Hawk. They're part of our search and rescue mission, and it's always nice to see which way the smoke's billowing as they want to make an approach if they're going to try and lower somebody. I have a strobe light, military style strobe light for use at night. I have a multi-tool which has a knife on it and pliers and everything else. This is a very useful thing to have. I always have like a waterproof map. A map is important because it's not going to run out of batteries. But then what we have as part of the search and rescue team is a nice GPS unit. I have a pretty decent compass that I can use to just find direction because the mountains are easy to navigate in, but they can also be extremely tricky to navigate in depending on if you're in the bottom of the valley. It could be hard to tell which way is north, which sounds kind of crazy, but it's true. And then all this has to go into a decent pack. It's a nice 50-liter pack from Mystery Ranch, and it just is big enough that I can hold all of my equipment plus the equipment that I might need for patients and some additional medical things. So that's what I have in my search and rescue pack that I go out with all the time. If you have any questions, feel free to leave comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the Game Warden channel.